Hi, everyone. So today I would like to talk about the idea that when you make certain decisions in your life and they go against what the norm is, against what people in your community think is the way to do it, then you need to be a little bit strong and maybe stubborn to keep going and to keep doing what it is that you want to do. So I'm in the last 10 days of preparing my next adventure. That's how I call it, my next adventure. I'm going to travel for 10 months in an RV, going around, changing it up a little. And so the first reaction when I say that to people, then they say, "Oh, you're going on vacation for 10 months?" No, not really. I don't see this as a vacation. For me, when I hear the word vacation, it's like laying on the beach and not doing anything, or being at the pool, or going on a cruise, or even a cruise. I'm not even sure. You can do that also the same way that I travel. So, but to take like a vacation is when you're not gonna work. So for me, it's not the case. It's not like I'm gonna wander around, go from beach to beach, or from wood to wood, or mountain to mountain, and not work. That is not what this is about. This is about me getting out of my known environment so that I can rewire my brain and that I'm not triggered by the past. So one of the ways that for me, and again, this is totally my own experience and the way I do things, but it works for me, and I want to share it with you, because if it works for me, it might work for you too. So we already know that our thoughts create our reality, and that we're usually not in charge of what we're thinking. And there is also the difference between thoughts that are arising, that are just like showing up, or the thoughts that we really think. Like, I want to think about, what do I have to do tomorrow, and what do I have to do to get everything done in the next 10 days. So that is an active process of thinking. But there are also these thoughts that come into my mind. Why am I all of a sudden thinking about my mother? Or why am I all of a sudden thinking about a vacation that I had, whatever? Because there was a reason. Something triggered me to get my mind to go to those thoughts, because that's how my program works. So when you are in the same environment and nothing is changing, then you are programmed already to, if you're not doing something consciously to change that, then you are going to have the same tomorrow than the yesterday and the today, because everything is programmed. So for me, it works when I get out of my environment and I go see certain things where there are no triggers. So where I live today, there's a lot going on, because for me, I just I'm still recovering from a narcissistic relationship, which was totally the how do you say that? Like, I unfolded that with my own mind. My thoughts created that, and I'm totally aware of it. And today I had a conversation with a beautiful friend of mine, and he says, you have to be a little bit more kind to yourself. And I really took that at heart, because it might be that I'm a little too harsh on myself, like blaming myself for not seeing it, not doing anything, not being fast enough, having it like really go to there's a lot that I have to say about that, but I totally understand that it is part of my program, the reason why this showed up in my life, and it is me that has to do something about it. But when something was so out of balance, my belief is that I have to do something that is really taking me out of these circumstances, out of the triggers, because wherever I go here, there's like triggers showing up. And I ended up with CPTSD. So all those triggers, they make my mind go in a certain way. And when I'm keep on thinking those same thoughts, and we have 70,000 thoughts per day, an average of 70,000 thoughts per day, we're not aware of those thoughts. So I might drive through a road where I had like a big conflict, conversation, whatever, and that will influence my vibration in that moment. So for me, when I travel, when I go out of my comfort zone, so to speak, then I can allow my mind to see different things, to wire in a different way, and to get to a point where I can create a new reality. So I do this on purpose, with purpose, and it is a journey of self-healing, but also like being the example of what it could be. Like people say, I want to change, I want to change. Okay, but there is work to be done. And it is not going to happen overnight by you listening to a couple of meditations. It's another thing. Meditation is so powerful. But if you just meditate and nothing is changing in your life, and it's the same thing that I discussed with that beautiful friend of mine, like if meditation just becomes like another tool to feel happy in the moment and there is no transformation, then it's not really the path that I want to go on. So for me, life is all about being of service. And I hope that I am. I just got a phone call from somebody that left me a beautiful voicemail, how the conversation that we had over the weekend, last weekend, was really helpful. And he was applying for a job and he was not so much believing in himself. And now he got a job. And he thanked me for the time that I took out of my life. And like that warms my heart. I'm like, that's the life I want to live. I want to live a life where I get out of my own way and where I can help people to do what I'm doing and to do to live a life that is drama free and no more suffering. No more suffering. It doesn't mean that everything is la-di-da, that everything is rosy and sunshine. As we speak, I sit on top of some works that people have to do because I had a flood last week and the water was, you saw the pictures. If you look on my Facebook page, you saw how I was like standing completely like as if I took a shower and it was in my basement and the water was dripping from the ceiling. And so now they have to fix my foundation, but I am so grateful that it happens before I leave and so that I am able to fix it. Is it convenient? Not at all. But I really can see the gift in it. And I can see how this is like perfect timing. And I'm very grateful that it happened now and not next week or 10 days from now when I just leave and then have to deal with it from Europe. So when you want to live a life that is drama free, there are certain things or that are really without suffering, then it is very, very handy to understand the rules of the mind. There are a couple, like 10, 12 rules of the mind, things that we don't learn at school. And then there's also the laws of the universe. We understand the law of gravity, and nobody's questioning the law of gravity. But there are other laws that are equally important and as real as the law of gravity. And we don't know those laws because nobody taught them to us. So that's what I'm all about. I want to teach you guys the rules of the mind, the laws of the universe, and those two together, they will allow you to have a different kind of life. It doesn't mean that you have to go traveling just as I do, but that's me. That's what I want to do. This is my goal, my dream. I want to work on the road. I want to be on a journey physically and spiritually. I want to be of service. I want to help other people to do what I do. And I'm not saying to do what I do, I mean by that to be disconnected from the drama, not having to live in fear, not having to live in stress or anxiety. And what I'm teaching is that everything has two sides. If you watch my videos, you know I talk about it all the time. There's only one, but there's two sides because we live in a dual world. And as long as we have a body, and as long as that infinite being that is so beautiful and so full and knowing it all and so like so blissful, if that infinite being, we are only as powerful as that infinite being, as the body mind that we are living in. So if we understand better how the mind works, how our energy fields works, because we live in a world of vibration, everything vibrates, everything moves. So you attract not what you want, you attract what you are, meaning you attract on the same level of vibration that you are on. So if you attract stuff that you don't want, there's different reasons for that. First of all, you're vibrating on that level. But second of all, you have the thoughts that are creating that. It's not even the law of attraction, it's more the law of reflection, because everything that happens in your life is the reflection of your thoughts. So understanding those principles, those laws of the universe, it is so important if you want to live a life that is blissful and with no suffering. And I'm talking now about psychological stuff. I'm not talking about physical pain. That's another story. That's another conversation. And one has definitely to do with the other. But I do understand that you say, well, I'm in so much pain. How can I be without stress? And I get that. I get that. And it's another conversation. So for today, I would love to end with what I started with. When the people around you are not supportive of your ideas and they tell you all day long what you can do, are you crazy? You can do that. You cannot go on a vacation for 10 months. First of all, it's not a vacation. Second of all, it is a choice, a decision, and you can do whatever you want. And that traveling is in my case. But let's say you are having a full-time job, but you have kids at home and you want to have a part-time job. And everybody say, oh, it's impossible. You're not going to be afford the lifestyle that you have that is all BS. Because anything is possible. You have to make the decision, you have to do the work, and you have to make the changes. And change makes people very nervous. And doing things that other people think is not, you shouldn't do that. Once you listen to them, you're going to start doubting yourself. So there's two sides to that story. When you want to change something, the people around you are going to show you exactly the doubts that you have. So don't look at them as, oh my God, they're so negative, but look at them and say, ooh, there's still something there that I have doubts about. And the other part is when they are saying those things, they go into your mind and your mind recognizes that, so it's comfortable. Oh my God, that's a good feeling. So at that moment, you also get a good feeling, because one of the laws of the mind is that it says that the mind loves what's familiar. And so those feelings, those thoughts are familiar. So that's why it gives you comfort. So people say, you're not going to be able to do that. And say, see, that's what it is. I'm not going to be able to do that, because that's the comfort. That's the familiar. So again, if you want to do something that's a little bit out of it and you need support, you know where to find me. You can always make an appointment. I'm there for you. And I just want to be of service, be helpful. And I'm going to start the Course in Miracles. For those of you that know that, I will start somewhere in August. That's what I'm going to do when I'm on my trip. I'm going to study it. I would love to study it with you. So if you're interested in joining me, then just reach out to me. Okay, have a wonderful day, you guys. And also, I always forget, if there is any value that you find in my videos, please subscribe and let me know that this is something that you would like more of. If you have questions, I love answering them. So put them here in the comments or reach out to me in private if that's what you prefer. Okay, bye. This is it for now. Have a wonderful day.